Battlefield, 1944. Explosion tears through the night. A soldier screams one desperate prayer. "Hail Mary, save me." Everyone around him dies. He lives. Years later, he visits Padre Pio to ask why. The saint's answer will change how you pray forever. If you understood the true power of a single Hail Mary, Padre Pio once said, you would speak nothing else for the rest of your life. Today, you're about to discover exactly what he meant. This isn't theology. This is testimony. Real souls, real moments. Real proof witnessed by the saint who saw both worlds at once. And what he revealed about one prayer will shake everything you thought you knew about heaven, purgatory, and the prayers you've already forgotten. Visual. Padre Pio praying rosary. Dramatic lighting. Because Padre Pio didn't just teach about prayer. He saw what happened after you prayed. One evening, San Giovanni Rotondo. Padre Pio kneels before the Blessed Sacrament, whispering his rosary in the empty chapel. A friar watches from the doorway. Suddenly, Padre Pio freezes. Color drains from his face. Tears well up. His eyes lock on an empty corner of the room, as if someone invisible is standing there. The friar approaches carefully. "Father, what did you see?" Padre Pio's voice barely a whisper. "Someone from purgatory. He came to thank me. For one Hail Mary the first prayed years ago. I'd completely forgotten it. Heaven hadn't. Let that sink in." Earlier that same day, Padre Pio had been crossing the courtyard. Absent-mindedly, he whispered a single Hail Mary for whoever needs it. No name, no intention. Just pure, instinctive charity. That one prayer, unremarkable, brief, forgotten, was the exact force that propelled a suffering soul into paradise. And here's what the soul told him. "It struck me like a drop of cold water on red-hot metal. Instant relief. Not freedom from pain, but from the unbearable grief of separation from God." This changed everything Padre Pio taught about prayer, because what happened next proves prayers never disappear. One afternoon, confession session. Padre Pio is listening to a woman's sins when suddenly he looks past her. Shock crosses his face. Then, an uncharacteristic smile. He whispers gently, "Go in peace. Your mother is in glory." The woman collapses in tears. Her mother died years ago. She'd been tormented by guilt, convinced she hadn't prayed enough. Later, the friars ask what happened. "I saw her mother's soul," Padre Pio reveals. She entered heaven because her daughter once prayed a single Hail Mary during a moment of deep loneliness. When? They ask. Childhood. A thoughtless prayer. A simple gesture of love. Heaven had treasured it. There's the mystery. A completely forgotten childhood prayer became the stairway that lifted her mother to paradise. Think about that for a second. How many Hail Marys have you forgotten? How many rushed prayers at bedtime, distracted rosaries, whispered words you can't even remember? Padre Pio would tell you, Mary remembers every single one. Which brings us back to that battlefield. After the war, the soldier visits San Giovanni Rotondo. He needs to understand what happened that night. He describes the explosion, the desperate scream, the impossible survival. Padre Pio listens in silence. Then, "Do you understand why you're still breathing? Your cry summoned your mother." The soldier hesitates. "But Father, does a Hail Mary shouted in terror even count?" Padre Pio doesn't hesitate. Especially those. Panic means the heart cracking wide open. The most humble Hail Mary prayed in life's darkest moment shines brightest in heaven's eyes. Because it comes from authentic desperation, not pride, but need. But what Padre Pio witnessed next left even his closest companions stunned. Because Mary uses the Hail Mary to reach souls that seem completely unreachable. A dying man. 40 years without prayer. Consumed by bitterness, adamantly refusing confession. Desperate family begs Padre Pio for help. He whispers one Hail Mary, asks Our Lady to act. Within minutes, this man who hadn't spoken to God in 4 decades suddenly murmurs, "Mother, I need you." He requests a priest, makes peace with God, dies peacefully. "My prayer didn't do this," Padre Pio explains afterward. Mary's presence within the Hail Mary did. This is what he meant when he said, the Hail Mary isn't just a prayer. It's spiritual power. No soul remains unchanged when a Hail Mary encounters it. Either they rise or they tremble. One morning, San Giovanni Rotondo, a young friar discovers Padre Pio frozen mid-prayer, rosary hanging limp. His eyes stare ahead, but see nothing physical, as if peering through walls into another dimension. "Father, are you all right?" Padre Pio blinks slowly, consciousness returning. "Don't interrupt them. They're rising." Who? The souls. The ones freed by this morning's Hail Marys. He describes seeing them ascending like luminous sparks through mist. Some drift slowly. Others soar rapidly, carried by light itself. Standing among them, the Virgin Mary, tenderly gathering each one, shepherding them upward. "She guides each soul by hand," he says. "Not from merit, but because somebody remembered them." When you pray the Hail Mary for forgotten souls, those with nobody left to remember them, heaven responds instantly. With God, too late doesn't exist. Your prayer today can save a soul yesterday. None proved insignificant. None ever failed. Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, his final prayer. The prayer he believed could save anyone. The prayer he believed could change eternity itself. So when Padre Pio said, "If you understood the power of one Hail Mary, you'd speak nothing else," he wasn't exaggerating. He was telling you what he'd witnessed with his own eyes. Every Hail Mary you've ever prayed, rushed, distracted, forgotten, Mary has collected them all. She knows exactly when to use them. And somewhere, right now, a soul you've never met might be waiting for the one you pray today. Pray it.